Broke my wrist. Hello. So, I'm here to kind of give everybody an update. I have been trying over the last couple months to just post more consistently on social media, and I have been failing. I was doing okay for a little bit and then kind of backed off of it. And right as I was feeling like I was getting back into the swing of things in terms of creativity and starting to feel good about that, and was actually recording content and was like, I just wasn't editing it, but I wasn't getting it posted. I fell while I was on a hike and I broke my wrist. So I just, wanted to give an update, and I figured that I would try to share this experience. I know I'm not the only one who's ever done this. This is such a minor inconvenience in terms of injuries. It'll be about 8 weeks total healing time, and then I can try to get back to pottery. Obviously that'll be limited at first, and there'll be some ebbs and flows with healing, and that my timeline isn't always 100% accurate, but it's also like a relatively minor injury in the grand scheme of things. But I also wanted to share this because I know that lots of other people have things like this happen that impact the art that they're creating or something that they're passionate about. And I just wanted to kind of share my experience. So I am about 3 weeks out from when I first broke my wrist, and I've been in a cast for about a week and a half. So I'm going to be honest and tell you there's been some ups and downs in terms of my mental state. One of my biggest frustrations is that my kind of big outlets for stress and things is exercise, and that is very limited for me right now, and also creativity. And that is where I'm going to kind of share some of the different things I've been trying and some of my tips and tricks. I don't know, it's not going to be the same for everybody, but I just wanted to kind of be here as somebody that can hopefully encourage others if this ever happens to somebody else, so that they can not feel so alone, hopefully. Because it can be a bit of a bummer, and it's not always going to be a linear process in terms of healing. Depending on, the day in the week, I may or may not have different abilities. For example, my first week, I definitely couldn't do clay. But as soon as I found out, I pretty much knew it was broken. And there are some parts of this that are just like a pain in terms of just like life. I went and got an armpit wax because I can't shave one of my armpits. Got my nails done because with pottery, I don't usually get my nails done. I know some people do their nails with pottery. It is not the life for me to have that upkeep. And so I took advantage of the situation and I went and got my nails done. But also my first week, I felt like I could do a lot more, which in retrospect, I was probably doing too much. But I very much wanted to be somebody who was like, I'm not gonna let this slow me down. And so I was physically doing everything I could with my left hand. My right hand hurt so much. It is my dominant hand also. So like writing, holding things, it all naturally happens with my right hand. And so, I'm having to figure out how to do everything left-handed. But my first week I was just moving around a lot more. I wasn't necessarily exercising because it did hurt a lot just to move really at all. But I was like being pretty active, trying to do a lot of stuff around the house. And about a week and a half after I broke it, I got the cast on. So at that time, first of all, I did expect a cast. I knew I was getting one. And also when they told me they had to put a cast on, well, actually, even when they told me they had to put a cast on, I was fine. They told me it's actually gonna only be a couple weeks in the cast as opposed to the full 8 weeks healing time, which is great. I get to switch back to a splint, and I did have a splint on for that first week and a half. That's really great for, you know, things like showering. But I pretty much panicked when they did put the cast on. And I felt just really, it was not a great day. It was not a great few days. But the biggest thing I realized when I had the cast on that is a set size is that when I was doing physical exertion, my hand was swelling. And with the splint is stretchy and has some elastic and is adjustable straps for the Velcro. And with that, I wasn't necessarily noticing how much I was swelling. I was getting some swelling that was like very obvious the first few days, but the rest of that swelling from healing, and that really was when I was overdoing it, when I was doing a lot of activity, my hand would swell up, which is a sign from your body that maybe you are, you know, overexerting. It can also just be, you know, it happens, especially in the summer. I know all the time when I run, my hands swell naturally. But when I was doing that with the splint, I didn't necessarily notice. Once I got the cast on, because it is a fixed size, I noticed when my hands swell because it applies pressure to the cast. And so it can be painful at worst, mostly just very uncomfortable, but there were times the first few days I had the cast on where it was very painful because I was definitely overdoing it, probably for what I should have been doing. So that was a rough adjustment going from the splint to the cast. And so yeah, I've been kind of experimenting with different things. I can't really do clay right now. I have like some ideas for things I want to try. I have a lot of bisque fired stuff that I want to try to glaze, so I want to try that. I want to try some different hand building techniques. I think I can kind of like adapt enough that I can probably get some of that stuff done, but especially because my right hand is my dominant hand, I don't have a lot of like clear I don't have a lot of good motor skills with my left hand. I can't write well with my left hand. I've been trying to practice writing with my left hand, like just literally practice, because I figure if I've got some time I'm going to be writing with my left hand, why not try to improve the skill? And that's included like drawing basic shapes also. Cannot draw a circle with my left hand to save my life. Or a square or a straight line or anything. It's actually kind of hilarious to look at my little practices. But yeah, I literally have been trying to practice writing with my left hand just to practice, because why not? But I've been trying to do other things. So one of the things about, I think, being an artist or creative person is you probably, or at least I do, have a long list of things that like I want to try. And so I've been kind of mentally trying to go through that list of things and see if it's something that can be, see, my right hand is tired just from holding that for a few minutes. But see if it's something that like I can adapt to doing with my left hand only, or maybe I can do part of it. If it's something where I can ask for help with it. Obviously my husband is very helpful with things, but also with creative things, it's like, do I just need him to cut this piece of paper in half, or does it feel like I'm asking him to do the art? Obviously, I don't want to ask him to do a lot of stuff, but also if I just need him to like cut something, I mean, it's like so many packages I can't even open, like literal packaging of things like food and whatever. I've been like, can't chop fresh fruits and vegetables. I can't open packaged fruits and vegetables. It's been an adventure, but I'm getting there. I'm learning more skills with my left hand every day. But as I've kind of experimented through this, I just want to kind of show some of the things I've been practicing, and hopefully, like I said, inspire somebody if they're feeling in a rough time, whether it's because of illness or accident, injury, maybe even like an overuse injury, that it's like, it's not the end of the world. You can use this as a potentially growth opportunity. I don't want to be like toxic positivity here, because also like it sucks. Like I'm well aware of that, but also know that you're like not alone. Like just because it does suck doesn't mean that you're the only person that's happened to. You can kind of grieve the situation, and admit that it sucks and also like accept it and hopefully use it as something to help you learn and grow, whether that's creative growth or some other form of growth. So yeah, I'm using this hopefully as an opportunity. I mean, I am using it as an opportunity to see what other creative experiments I can find. You know, they may not stick. That's kind of the other thing with being creative and trying different things is you try 1,000 things and maybe only 3 of them stick. So these may not be things that like I love doing. They may not be things that I stick with. I may do a different technique in the future, one that I can do better with 2 hands. But you know, I am just trying different things, and I'm gonna share that so that hopefully somebody else gets a little inspired. Because yeah, otherwise it's just me talking to myself, which is also fine, truthfully. I mean, I like to share this stuff, and if nobody has any interest in it, that's also fine. Yeah, so follow along. I'll post some stuff of what I've been doing, and we'll see.